Last year, Walmart went super viral with their $10 D2 crossbar folder. And there's a lot to be said about this as well. We might address it later in the video. But this year they decided, you know what? We could do better. And so they decided, no, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take it up a notch. We're going to go with aluminum handles this time. And we're going to also use 14C28N with kind of a PVD coating. And we're going to make this knife $20. Let's talk all about it because this might be a pretty big deal. So I want to try and not make the same mistake I did the first time I talked about the $10 Ozark Trail. I missed a couple of key things when I did my initial discussion. One of them is the fact that when it comes to Ozark Trail, every single one of these products is backed by Walmart itself. It's a Walmart brand. And Ozark Trail products carry with them a manufacturer's warranty that goes beyond just your standard 90-day return policy or whatever it happens to be. If for some reason you have a burnt edge, which some people have experienced, or you have a manufacturer's defect, maybe the edge isn't ground right, or whatever it happens to be, you can walk into Walmart and get your product exchanged. Yeah, sure, it's a hassle. But because it's a convenience factor both to get it and to get it taken care of, I'd say you're getting a good return on your money, right? $10 or $20, you might have to deal with a little bit of frustration for 1 out of every 7 or 8 units, but you can fix it. And that's really important to mention here at the very beginning. Now, this knife, aluminum handle scales that are contoured, which I do like quite a bit. We have recessed pocket clip with recessed screws. I mean, that's really not well done, I have to say. I've had very expensive knives that don't do that, which is weird. We have actually a decent handle texture, not super slippery, which tends to happen with aluminum handles. We have a great hollow ground Tanto blade, 14C28N. It is like, I think 3 1/4, a little over 3 1/4 inches in blade length. Thumb studs. You, of course, can flick it out with the crossbar if you want, and the action. Yeah, drop shut. It's on bearings. There is no up and down blade play. There is just ever so slightly left to right, and that's pretty common with bearings, actually, I have to say. And I've tightened it down a little bit, and it still has a little bit of wobble, but nothing you can really notice while actually using it. You have the hollow grind here, then of course it has more of a flat grind there to kind of make the tip a little bit more stout, but it's still a very thin blade stock, which I actually prefer for a daily carry knife. Now, this is a very generic style, like both this and the $10 D2 folder. These are really generic. A lot of them they've been compared to a lot of different brands. I was one of those people who unfortunately did the same. And this is about as generic as it gets. It predated many of the brands you think, and it will have many, many more coming in the future that are going to be similar as well. It's very generic in design and shape. I like the handle. It does fit me pretty well, and there's a little bit of space left over if your hands were a bit bigger. But what are we really talking about here? $20 for 14C28N in aluminum handles is absurd, okay? That's an imported steel. They have to get this steel from Sweden. They can't just use D2 that they have made in China. And that's the part that really has me surprised. How could they do it and have it so inexpensive? Now, I have my theories, but I don't want to speculate. What I would imagine is a few things. Number one, they're probably not making a very large profit off of either one because they don't have to. The goal of both of these products is to get people to walk in the store. And if there was anything we learned about the first knife, it worked. People were running to Walmarts all over the country to find this thing, and some people were buying out the entire stock to resell on Amazon. Please don't do that, and don't spend more than they're actually going to cost, because both of these knives will continue to be produced. So even if you can't get this one right now, it's not in your particular Walmart, you can find it online, And if you can't find it online, it'll come back. I've already checked. It's not something that's like a seasonal thing. These knives are going to come back. This one has already caught up to demand, and now you can find it in 3 different colors and everything like that. The same thing will be true with this other knife. I can't wait to see all the various different testing protocols people will do. I'm sure there will be tons of cut tests trying to prove that it's good or prove that it's bad on the heat treat. I mean, regardless, like I said, don't forget, it's an Ozark Trail product. You can get it replaced if it's not heat treated properly, if it's not performing to your standards. You can make your argument and get a replacement. Okay, last thing. There was another knife on the table that we want to point out here. So this is also one I found. This one is a little bit more expensive, and that makes sense because G10 actually has to be machine milled in a CNC, and you can kind of feel and see the patterns of where they've been milled. So it's just a more expensive material in general than the aluminum handle. Now this is also a button lock on bearings. Not quite the action of the crossbar, but still very, very smooth. I like the blade shape and the hollow grind on this one even more, but it has 12C27. So this one is, it's good, it's fine, and it's got a good pot clip, all that, but I mean, give me the 14C every day, all the time. And the only reason this is like an is only because of the company it's keeping in this video. In every other context, a sub $30 knife with G10 button lock, bearings, and reversible clip, and all of these features would be way above $25. But yeah, you should know this one exists as well, and it's also quite good. I also did the test again, but yeah, I tested it on the spine whack test. No issues on my unit. You know, mileage may vary. If you have any issues, exchange it, right? Get it exchanged, go to customer service, deal with the hassle, and then you get a new knife or get your money back. What a world we are living in right now. 2025. On one end, we have expensive, more and more expensive stuff, but on the flip side, we have access to this kind of thing. Wild. So the last thing I'm going to say in this video is please don't be taken advantage of. These are $20 knives. These are $10 knives. Do not pay more than that. I don't care how badly or how in demand you think it is. Wait till they come back in stock, all right? Don't be spending extra money on this thing way above its MSRP. That's absurd, okay? They're fine for what they are, which are inexpensive knives for people to use that also, I think, introduce them to the entire knife world. They've executed it well enough that they have raised expectations. I like that, and I think it's genuinely good for the knife world and the entire EDC community in general. So that's pretty much all I want to say about this today. What a crazy time we live in for a $20 knife in 14C 28N to exist. I didn't expect to have prices drop, but here we are. Can't wait to hear what you think down in the comments. As always, thank you for your time, and we'll talk again soon.